Vacations are nice, but they don't cure burnout. Vacations are to the year what weekends are to the week, and what naps are to the day. All three provide a brief pause from routine work to recharge, but they're just a Band-Aid if I'm truly burned out. Vacations have their purpose to create space for rest and renewal. But in my humble opinion, a week or two away makes little difference for a life desperate for true rest. The key to healing burnout and from burnout is understanding the importance of deep rest. Not just physical rest, but inner peace that transforms life for the better. And not just the 2-week getaway, but a mindset that finds rest every single day. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Work Life Eubiosis podcast with your host, Charleston Edwards. If this is your first time here, welcome. My goal is simple: to eradicate burnout and to bring harmony, purpose, and balance to this world, starting with the family. My hope is that this show and the story shared will provide encouragement and ideas that will be valuable to you on your journey to work-life freedom. So let's dive in to today's episode. Have we misunderstood rest? By definition, rest means to be in a bodily state characterized by minimal functional and metabolic activity. According to Psychology Today, rest has 7 dimensions: physical rest, mental rest, sensory rest, creative rest, emotional rest, social rest, and spiritual rest. I would add an 8th, and it's called soul rest. Soul rest is knowing that it is already done. It is finished. Soul rest is trust. I can't claim the term or coin the phrase soul rest because there's a book called Soul Rest which dives deeper into this concept, and it's a connection to the Sabbath. But let's ask ourselves, why do we forget that we are already enough? Why do we forget that God has already won? Why do we forget that we don't have to work our way to heaven? Why do we forget that we can't take our stuff with us? When we lose sight of our ultimate home, we never truly rest. However, there is rest in the loving arms of our God. That type of rest is like chicken soup for the soul. The enemy of rest is achievement. Achievement, by the world standards, has a very specific look and feel. Depending on where we've set our gaze or what we've absorbed from our past experiences or inner voices, success looks different for everyone. If we aren't careful, someone else's version of success becomes our own goal. But life rarely fulfills the promises of the rat race. So we stay on the hedonic treadmill, making sure we, quote unquote, keep up for the sake of society's expectations. Burnout happens because we've been sold the wrong definition of joy. It's not in the stuff. It's not in the achievements. It's not even in the vacations. Life is full of up and downs, twists and turns, and trials at every intersection. And at some point, we all hit adversity. And if we're lucky, we start questioning everything we believe. Questioning why the crowd is running towards the cliff is actually a good thing. Burnout offers that same perspective, that silver lining. It's an opportunity to reimagine work and recapture rest. From that place, that is perhaps quite painful, we can rediscover our design purpose. When we know how and why we were designed, the outcomes of our ambitions, whatever they may be, do not matter. Timelines don't matter. The size of our house doesn't matter. The size of our retirement account doesn't matter. The titles before and after our names do not matter. The number of achievements don't matter. What universities our kids attend do not matter. So what matters? It's our hearts. To do this well, we must live in alignment with our core purpose, to love God and to love people by using our natural gifts. Work will never feel like punishment when we operate in the purpose God uniquely designed for us. Ironically, that's when we find rest, when we work in our purpose. And I can't say this enough, it matters more to focus on our how than our what. What we do matters, but how we do it matters more. It's about the heart, not achievement. The old proverb still rings true, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So if you'll never work a day in your life, when you dedicate yourself to what you love, are vacations even necessary? The short answer is yes. Vacations are still important. We can still get tired, overwhelmed, and fatigued even by our passions. But let's not confuse fatigue with burnout. Which brings us back to the subject at hand, true rest. Somehow, we have to find rest while the rest of the world burns out. It's absolutely doable, and it starts with building healthy rhythms. Vacations are one rhythm, but there are many more ways to create a restful, at peace spirit day to day. Here are a few examples. Fun Fridays. Instead of Fun Fridays only being during the summer, let's extend the concept year-round. Shut down early, go remote only, or mandate no meetings every Friday. Quarterly breaks. Take a full week off each season. That's hard to do with where you're at. Maximize holidays by adding extra days before and after the 4th of July, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or New Year's. 4-day work weeks. Implement this throughout the year, not just in the summer. This tags on to Fun Fridays. Anti-quiet vacation policies. Let employees truly unplug without the guilt. No need to pretend that they're checking in. Let's reinstitute comp days. Let's reward employees for hard work and getting big projects across the finish line. Shift down periods. And I love this myself. When high demand seasons launch, like January or September and back to school, go the other way and ease back slowly. Doing this sets the tone for a sustainable pace later in the year. And then let's talk boundaries, communication boundaries at work. For example, no emails after 5 or before 9 a.m. Let's respect people's off time. And then communication boundaries at home and aligning the family. For example, when vacationing with the family, talk openly about what each person needs for rest. Everyone recharges differently. And lastly, let's talk about soulful rest. And I have a few questions to reflect on. Number 1, is my work aligned with my purpose or with something else? What goals do I have, and why are they important? When was the last time I truly took a vacation, and was it restful? And lastly, am I in touch with my own version of soul rest? If not, what needs to change to be completely satisfied? There are no right or wrong answers. The goal is to shift from a mindset of constant achievement to a mindset of living on purpose. Work hard, but rest well. Thank you for listening to the Work-Life Eubiosis podcast, part of the work-life resources created by Own Your 5 to 9. I hope that you have found encouragement and a few ideas to strengthen your journey to purpose, freedom, and balance. Have you overcome burnout and found a new way of life? Millions around the globe are still at the risk of burnout and losing it all. And your story may be the one that sparks not only a dream, but action. Visit ownyour5to9.com for more information and submit your story. While you're there, join the Work Life Eubiosis newsletter and receive additional resources weekly right to your inbox. If you enjoy this podcast, take time to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Share it with a friend or loved one. Remember, the most important organization in the world is the family. Let's do our part to strengthen it. Thank you for listening.